Hi, how are you? I'm Stephen Brand from Upstairs on the Square, and today we're going to make lemon and parsley crusted hake with olive oil crushed potatoes and sauteed beef tops. So I'm going to start by making the crust, and you do that with brioche, parsley, organic, beautiful little organic lemons, and room temperature butter. So we're going to start by taking the crust off the brioche and putting it in the Cuisinart. All right, and right in the Cuisinart. Here we go. All right, great. So next we are going to add our 2 cups of softened butter. 1 cup of softened butter. We're gonna zest. I think we're gonna zest 4 of these small organic lemons. If your lemons are large, I'd probably use 2 or 3. We're using a microplane to zest it. If you don't have a microplane, you could carefully remove the zest with a knife, or you could use a like something like a peeler. You could peel the lemon. Just want to make sure you don't get too much pith. The white pith in it. All right. So get that going. All right. Now we're going to add 1 bunch, which is about 2 ounces. Maybe more, maybe about 3 ounces of fresh parsley, which has been washed and dried. And we'll bring that together. Let that go. May need to pulse it a little to get it going. There we go. And that is our crust. To make it into an actual crust that goes on the fish, take out some plastic wrap. And we'll put some of the crust in there. Put another piece of plastic on top of it. Sort of press it. Try to keep it one even. Try to keep it one even height. Start from the middle. Sort of gently push out. Gently push out from the middle, and then once again from the middle, and then the other way. You can sort of feel with your hand. You can actually even push it with your hand a little to adjust the thickness. I'm going to pop this in the freezer for a half an hour to firm it up, and then we'll cut it to the same size of the fish. All right, we're back. It's now time to make the sauce. We're going to make a champagne beurre blanc, sort of a champagne vinegar beurre blanc. We call it a champagne beurre blanc on the menu. We're going to start with about a 1/4 cup of champagne vinegar. Into that, we're going to add 1 shallot that's minced. We use a nice sharp knife so we don't bruise the shallot. So the shallots go into the vinegar with about 1 cup of dry white wine, and we'll put this on the stove to reduce. It's beautiful hake fish from Gloucester. I'm going to cut about 5 ounces for an order. The hake we're going to season with kosher salt on the front and the back, a little cayenne pepper on the front and the back, and we use cayenne pepper on the fish instead of cracked black pepper or white pepper because of its smooth texture. Not to add heat, but just to add pepper without really, like you'll never crunch on a piece of cayenne pepper, whereas you might crunch on a piece of black pepper. So we're going to put that in there with a little butter. and a little water. I'd say I have about a tablespoon of butter and about a quarter cup of water. Onto the fish, we're going to brush smooth Dijon mustard lightly, so as to not overpower the fish. Then we're going to add tomato confit. Tomato confit is basically Roma tomato that has had the skin removed and the seeds scooped out, and then it's been slowly cooked in olive oil. We'll add it to the top of the fish. All right, we're going to bake the fish now like this, and I'll show you how to finish it in a moment. So as we check our sauce, we see that it's reduced almost all the way. I'm going to add about a cup of cream, heavy cream, and we'll reduce it down to that same point again. So our sauce is basically there. You can see it's reduced significantly. So just a tad more. Just a tad more. We'll take it off the heat. We're gonna add a tablespoon of grainy Dijon mustard. A tablespoon of butter. That right there, and we'll hold it in a warm spot that's not too hot. Right up here. Until we need it. Let's check our fish. Fish feels great, looks great. And we're going to put the crust on it. This has been frozen for a little while. Carefully remove the plastic to make sure that there aren't any bits of plastic that stay lodged in it. And we'll cut a piece. I always try to get it to really fit the fish. We'll just pop that in the oven for another couple moments to get the crust to sort of melt onto it a little bit. And while that's happening, we will warm up our potatoes and saute a little beet greens. So these potatoes have been, they're Yukon Gold potatoes that have been cooked whole and in water, in salted water, brought up from cold to hot, and then simmered for about 45 minutes to an hour, at which point I strained them and peeled them carefully because they were very hot while they were hot. I peeled them while they were hot, and then when I was done peeling them, I smashed them into a container. And what you get is not a mashed potato, but a smashed potato. You see there's some larger pieces, some smaller pieces, and what happens is when you smash them, it releases a lot of steam and sort of dries out the potato, which will allow for a lot of olive oil to sort of absorb into it now when we put olive oil in it. So what we have is olive oil and potatoes. We're going to add a pinch of salt for seasoning, and we're going to warm them up. We'll melt a little butter. We'll saute some of these gorgeous beet tops. You could use spinach, kale, any sort of wintry green. Let's season those with salt. We'll let them saute. I don't like to cook the beet tops too much. I like to leave them sort of half-cooked. Sort of half-cooked. Let's check our fish. Looks perfect. We'll start the plate with the beurre blanc. Sort of let that We have our olive oil potatoes. A couple of beautiful beet tops. And our fish. All right, there we have it. Lemon and parsley crusted hake with olive oil crushed potatoes and champagne beurre blanc.